And we have already the first attack on the way, and we have us coming in with his, well, witch attack, which we saw already a couple of times in this tournament. And he's just going in and saying, guys, I can take this base out with just using witches and super giants.
It's incredible because Ast, his favorite attack strategy is the Lalo, but he has 3-starred with this strategy throughout the tournament. So let's see if he can make it 3-4-3. Using the lightning spell to take down his scatter, we always mention as well, that creates pathing on that right-hand side of the base. The quick deployment of the witches as they move through, create that nice self-funnel for themselves, and just have that big group alongside the heroes following the path of the log launcher with ice golems. And interestingly, he still has a super wall breaker left to deploy.
Yeah, he used that a couple of times to have like back-end access to like the next compartment. And the problem she has right now is that the wall did not open to get into the town compartment, so he needs to work on that. He's using the wall break on the outside to get his queen into that town compartment. He has 5 freezes left, so he's going to just keep freezing that town hall. Missing the expo though, which is a kind of like a shame over there, because the expo is such a high fire defense, so those skeletons do not have that much fun on facing that. Now finally the queen is going inside, but the tornado is like keep distracting those outside troops. Finally the town is down, but there is still a multi-inferno tower on this back-end judo.
He still has 2 freeze spells, the Queen and the RC ability, so this could be looking pretty good for Ast as he moves through. One of the super giants decides to tank the wizard tower as well, just to help out. And I love how he uses the freeze spells. We've seen this in the previous attacks, where he would just freeze the town hall and the multi-target infernos. That is exactly what he does here, Itsu, with the Royal Champion shield going off. She can get through to the final defenses, and with the witches, it is a super quick attack. Oh, the giant bomb took out so many skeletons, but it doesn't matter at this stage. Ast has done it again, 3 for 3 with his super giant witch strategy, starting this war off. So super close in itself. So Michael DP is going to be using the Queen Charge Lava Loon. We know this is his favorite strategy, so let's see if he can get it done, Itsu.
Yeah, and one interesting thing I feel like is that so far Tompinai Empire always sticks to pretty much the same attack order. So we had always Michael DP going first, and so far he always used some sort of a queen charge. So I don't know what is going on for this guy, but he's just incredible with those queen charges. We talked about it. Normally you take some like a little more time to plan a queen charge because they're the more complex strategies out there. So super impressive that Michael DP is every single time coming up with the queen charge plan, and is being able to execute those so quickly and nicely, because so far no faith for him. But now the queen is getting into the dangerous part in the queen charge, taking down the Semifinal tower. And let's see what exactly is planned next for this queen, because she's slowly approaching the core, slowly luring out the enemy clan castle, and it seems like there are a lot of goblins and those feared super minions in there.
Freezes the goblins and the headhunters, most importantly, inside the poison, but the super minions weren't in any of those spells, so they did force the queen ability. Thankfully, she stays alive, so nothing too drastic, but the healer's going down quick as well, Itsu. They could be completely wiped out here if he hits a red bomb.
Yeah, that is so risky. There's the red bomb. Oh, no. Every single healer is going down. With this, the queen is going down as well. He had to keep his queen alive, I feel like, or at least keep the healers alive to drag them over, make sure they trigger some traps, and there's nothing really going for that town hall. He has to use the vulnerability soon, in combination with that rage. I think that town hall should go down easily. And now it's all about the back and all about this Royal Champion getting through her, making sure she's going down. And in addition to that, the super minions are still alive, Judo.
They certainly are. He's got a lot of balloons, but a lot of splash damage down to the bottom of the base that he has to get through here, trying to save onto that freeze spell, I feel, for the 6 o'clock compartment. However, he has had to commit it with this pack of balloons coming through. The minions caught in the tornado trap, just tanking the red bombs over there. It really does help out a bit for the balloons, but it's ever so much for him. He just can't get through that final area of the base. The queen going down really was the difference maker in this attack, wasn't it, Itsu? Because the Lalo didn't then have the strength to finish off.
Yeah, that's 100% right. But I want to touch on a really cool thing where we can already see the teams adapting. Did you pay attention where the tornado trap is? Most of the time so far, we saw always the tornado trap in front of the town hall, making sure that there's no blimp in the world being able to reach that town hall if you want the strategy struggling a little bit. But let's see. Okay, he's going with the dragons. As I said, the dragon part was one of his biggest strengths in the world's final event last year, and he used this zap dragon attack a lot.
He certainly did. He is, well, I would say an air specialist, but I feel that is an understatement for Tompinai Empire in general. So let's see what he has in store for us. With the lightning spell, just doing that one little bit of damage onto the Inferno Tower and waiting for the Queen to rotate around towards the Expos. So it looks like we will be seeing the Royal Champion moving in to try and finish off the single target Inferno. And then he has created a huge dead zone down to the bottom of the base.
Yeah, the Royal Champ, for sure, as you said, is going to be planned on that single Inferno Tower, making sure that that's taken down, just so we can get started with his dragons later on into that town. But now it's all about those heroes. Those heroes are designed to take down the scatter, at least. Like you can see now the king running into that compartment with that enemy scatter. And this so far is looking pretty good as an entry point. Now the Yeti at the top, that he wants to have his queen walking around there, maybe even taking down, not sure, like the eagle is really far away, but just trying to get his queen into that compartment, taking down the multi-inferno. That would be already a great thing, and that's exactly what is happening. The king now slowly is approaching the scatter and should take down the scatter. And now really soon we're going to have the dragons getting started into that town hall, maybe into the eagle, depending if he's going to switch to the blimp or not.
Yeah, I think it was really wise to use that Yeti on the back end of the base, because actually he was able to snipe off the air defense up there whilst the Yeti was pinned onto the mortar. So that just means the dragons now only have to deal with this one air defense, which they will be able to take down pretty early on. Probably the Stone Slammer to help with pathing from that left-hand side, unless, like you said, he decides to go for the Eagle. But with so many dragons and no air defense or single target Infernos, he's just going to try and pass the dragons straight on through with the Rage Spell to the Town Hall. Grand Warden's ability will help them through that Giga Bomb, because they can be a little bit weak to that. And I'm just a little bit worried about this multi-inferno. How many red air bombs are in there, and how is it going to impact the dragons? Here we go, Eagle Artillery locked on as well. Itsu, they're starting to take major damage at this point.
Yeah, but the Hound is getting dragged away, so nothing to worry about over there. The poison perfectly used just to make sure that the Royal Champion cannot deal any damage, and now it's all about this Eagle. This Eagle to do, it has to like everything on its own, I feel like. But there are so many dragons so nicely spread out that I do not think that this is going to be enough for the Eagles to like get rid of every single dragon, because there's not only a Tesla, one Archer Tower left in this base, and that's it. He still is making sure that the Hound is not coming over, still sticking to this right side, which means he does not have to deal with that. And this is only a couple of buildings left, and I think Almualin has done it. He has made sure that the comeback for Tompinai Empire is possible with this 3-star on the board.
And he made sure to do it in style, because like you said, whilst the
you can do in those short formats is you always have your attack order. And that's exactly what is going to happen. We have Linnate coming in next, and they're just going to stick to their attack order, which they had the last couple of matches, the same as Tompinai. And now we have the Queen Charge. Linnate says Queen Charge, that's the thing which he loves to do, and he's so good at it. So far he used twice the Queen Charge Inferno Dragons, which works once, and the second time was sadly like a time fail. But this time he's switching back to the hybrid. So you can see already he's taking this series. I feel like the Queen Charge hybrid, just as the strategy already like is showing in the stat screen, that it is just so incredibly powerful, and I feel like it's stronger on most of the bases than the Queen Charge Inferno Dragon attack. And so far the entry looks good. Headhunter to make sure the enemy king has no chances against his queen, and this entry-wise is looking pretty good.
It certainly does. He's managed to take out the scatter shot there, now luring the clan castle, or part of it anyways, using the poison onto the headhunters and just waiting now as the super wall breakers move in. I thought he might have been charging his queen down over towards the town hall, but no, he is going to be charging her direct into the center to that multi-target inferno, and then probably we will see the hybrid into the town hall, as it looks like with the siege barracks being deployed down there. Queen taking a little bit extra time now with the lava hound just getting lured. The hybrid will move in, and let's hope that his queen can hurry up into the center of the base to help with the hybrid pathing.
Yeah, but we already saw the first couple of spring traps, and now we see how many traps are around that town. That one is not going to be an easy task for this hybrid with so many traps on its way. The next interesting thing about this attack is that the king was replaced off to the right side, which means it's perfect pathing for the P.E.K.K.A. to get forced into that compartment to make the pathing of the hybrid really, really nicely and make sure that those heal spells hit every single troop. But now the last heal had to be used, making sure that he's getting through that Royal Champion, making sure that he's getting to the back end. The Queen now finally arrived at that enemy Eagle, taking that down. Now it's all about the back end. As long as the Single Firm Tower is not locking on the Royal Champion, this is looking really good for Linnate.
He is a master with the hybrid, so proficient with the Queen charges, just beelining the Queen around that area, taking out the multi, then the Eagle, couple of balloons, always making sure he's looking at the placement of the defenses, just taking them in to get the Archer Tower and the cannons to help out. Really, the little details of the attacks are what you can always notice with alternate attacks. And Linnate, as you mentioned, loves the Queen charge. I feel the hybrid is his ultimate specialty. Just a really difficult thing because alternate all tend to attack with different strategies. So it makes it really difficult to build against him while you can try and bait people in. Alternate are also expecting that. So it just makes it even harder for a base builder to battle against these top teams. But we do have Metro coming in normally with his Lava Loon. That's what he's used throughout the tournament and gaining the 3 stars. But switching it to the ground here, interestingly, it's with the Queen Charge hybrid.
Yeah, as we said, Tompinai is already predicting that that Alternate is defending this Lalo style, which they were using for so long. So maybe they're just like getting into their heads, not really sure. Now we forgot actually one of the healers had to place it a bit delayed, but either way he needs to use the next Goku Loon. He really needs to use that next Goku Loon. The black one was kind of early, so let's see if there are even more black mines in this tower charge. But so far it looks really good. He's charging into 2 ground expos and he's going to engage the enemy scatter really soon. But so far it does not look that the Queen is going for the next ground expo. Instead, she's walking around the corner and is doing something complete unexpected, I would say, at this point.
Yeah, he definitely wanted the Queen to move up towards the center of the base, take that ground expo, and then move on towards the multi, trying to get the hybrid in to force her back on track, but it's not really going to happen. Maybe he can send the Super Wall Breaker in to rescue things here. As the hybrid moves in, it's also getting caught on the ground skeletons popping around the Eagle Artillery, having to use his heal spells, and he doesn't have any heals left at this point. Grand Warden ability also used, and with a ton of splash left on the base, it is not looking good for Metro. Has to use the Rage Spell to try and power the hybrid forward, help protect the Royal Champion a little bit. Queen also taking huge damage now. Itsu, and that central multi-target Inferno is really going to be the difference maker, but he does have some Hog Riders moving on in.
This Queen is somehow surviving everything. She's still alive. Those Hogs are still pushing through, and the Royal Champion is still alive as well. So the Royal Champ needs to stay alive. He somehow needs to make sure that the Royal Champ is not getting targeted by that Single Inferno Tower. It would be so important for the back end Royal Champ ability, making sure that she has access now to the Single Inferno Tower. The Single Inferno Tower is locking onto that Royal Champion, but the Inferno Tower is going quick enough, or it's going down quick enough, and this Judo is looking like the next 3-star. Tompinai Empire and Metro has done it. They pushed back into this match and are staying close to Alternate.
I can't believe he spun that around. So we know from the hit rates that it tends to go up over towards the end of the war as well. Boom is using the Super Witches like you mentioned. He did get the 3-star in the opening round of Super Witches, then switched to the Blizzard Lalo where he didn't quite make it. Now going back to his roots, taking out the Expo and the Scatter in the center there, just allowing his Grand Warden to extend the area of pathing created. And with the Super Wall Breaker already busting in, he's going to be pushing the Super Witches direct into the Town Hall.
I love the Archer at the left side, like taking out one entire border just with one Archer. Like, I mean, those teams, they have like 8 minutes or something to plan, and seeing things like this in 8 minutes, like, wow, like this is impressive. So meanwhile, still the Warden Walk is going on. As soon as the Tesla, I guess, is going to be taken down, he's going to start with the Super Witches right into that town compartment, and then he has one jump spell going to be placed on top of the Clan Castle most likely, just to make sure that everything is going inside.
Here they come with the king on the outside of the base, like you mentioned, in order to help with that funnel. Big boys out in front, and we know that the Grand Warden's ability doesn't really need to be used for the Super Witches in that of the Giga Bomb because they have so much health. So he will be able to preserve that until he gets further on, probably towards that back end scatter shot. As the Coco Loon does absorb a Black Bomb, we do have the Tornado Trap, interestingly, down to that area, Itsu, next to the Town Hall, but it's not really going to do anything in this attack other than slow these Super Witches down. But to be honest, he's already got everything in, and the jump, yeah, it looks like these Super Witches
it's not connecting,
probably gonna
right?
bust that wall. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe sometimes it looks like it's not.
What?
Oh, I've seen a Hog Rider jump over. I
Okay, never mind. That was a hog. I was already saying, like, wait a second. Okay, I mean, hog riders can jump walls. I should have known that. But either way, now we have all of the witches walking around. That jump was, that was unfortunate. So let's see if we can save this. I mean, the Royal Champ already out of the window as well. The witches are now walking around the outside. They won't come back into the base, I guess. Now the invisibility spell, making sure the Royal Champion is staying alive. The Queen and the witches are getting targeted by the Eagle. Now it's all about the backhand. He has only 40 seconds left for this backhand. The Royal Champ is going down, and this is not looking too good considering that he has so much left on the backhand. Judo, I think Tompinai Empire might have their first defense.
This will be the opening that they needed. I guess the only thing he could have done is turned the defenses invisible at the top to redirect the Royal Champion, but with the Queen there, she would have just taken the Royal Champion out. So with the jump spell being misplaced, Boom couldn't really adapt the strategy at that point, and you have to say that was a slip up from Alternate, not necessarily the base in that regard. So Tompinai Empire will be looking at that as a moment to capitalize, but also, is that going to impact Valiant? A little bit tricky because you are coming up against the bases that you don't necessarily feel confident with. Now, React, who you might have seen previously on Nova Esports roster, has been a fantastic addition to Tompinai Empire, getting the 3 stars throughout day 1 and 2. Grand Warden taking damage here. Oh no!
What is happening?
Just happened?
He needs the rage. I mean, okay, the cannon is now going down. Okay, maybe not anymore, but that was, I don't know. I mean, he's not using his Super Witch attack, so he needs the Warden ability for that Town Hall. And this now is going to be tricky to take that out. Maybe he's going to invest, not really sure, something else to take down the Town Hall, because so far it looks like the Queen won't get the Town Hall without having any war breaks. And he's having to delay something for that. Maybe the Royal Champion, maybe he's going to delay the King for later. Not really sure just yet, but so far it's looking like that he's walking around that Town Hall, making sure that his smash is going to enter into that Singing Inferno Tower, and that's exactly what it's looking like so far.
Yeah, the only other thing he could do is switch out his Siege Machine and keep the Royal Champion with the main phase of the attack. Either way, it is not what React wanted, and he is going to have to try and do something. The healers do switch off to the P.E.K.K.A, which is obviously good, in order to try and keep them alive as they move into the center of the base. Now taking fire from both scatter shot, though. They move into the center, and how... Oh! He would have really loved the ability there. Warden about to go down. It is the Battle Blim. Oh, there's so much going on, Itsu.
Yeah, I have no clue how... Okay, I just want to say I have no clue how the Warden is still staying alive. But this back end with the King staying alive as well, like, this is not looking as React was playing this for. But still, he has the Royal Champion. That's now all about the King. The Royal Champ, first off, ignores the enemy King. But with this Headhunter, he should be easy taking that out. And now it's all about the back end with still one Singing Inferno Tower to go, but 1 minute left on the clock. But Judo, this is not looking too good for Tompinai, for React in this one. And this is getting us back to what we were talking about with like this fourth seed, or like this fourth position in a clan war like this has the worst hit rate so far. We saw it earlier with Boom, and now with React. I'm not sure why exactly, but it feels like the bases are always in the whoever has to take it at the fourth position, it's always the base, which somehow seems to be the best and best defending, because we have still the back and Singing Inferno Tower. The Queen cannot reach it, and this with only 25 seconds left and running out of troops and heroes. I don't see this being a 3-star.
It is absolutely the defense. It is what alternate attack needed to keep themselves on top. You have to say that with the troops around the outside of the base, React has done pretty good to push up the percentage given the miss of the Town Hall and the Grand Warden ability at the start. But ultimately, there was nothing he could do towards the back end of the base. The single target Inferno with the heroes not
teams approaching those bases, and we have Vale once again in, and he's once again bringing those lightning. So let's see if he's actually hitting those. Otherwise, I mean, he might still save that, but now he's using those lightnings, making sure the scatter, the expo is going down. He's even using the lightnings to damage the enemy queen. And this is it. He got the lightnings done, and now it's all about the next thing for the log launcher and the queen and the king and the royal champ, most likely.
I know you are secretly smiling, Itsu, with the deployment of that log launcher. Vale often uses the lightning spells, but this is his favorite variant, the Lalo version. Now, the log launcher will be able to take out that multi-target Inferno, Itsu, given the lightning damage that was earlier done. Wow! Vale, with perfect calculation, takes that area of the base, and what does he have inside the log launcher to help with the hero dive? It is the ice golems who will slowly move into this area to protect the RC. Hopefully she can get the scatter shot, and from there, Vale is looking home and dry.
Where's the base? Where's the base gone? I love Vale for using the log launcher. It is such a cool siege machine, and it's so underused in how powerful it is. And there's the Lalo starting in from the right side. The Lalo pathing is so good. Like, just take a look at the Lalo pathing. There's nothing to distract those loons, making sure they're going through those buildings nicely. And even the sweeper is pointing to the other direction. The royal champion, meanwhile, is taking out slowly the lava pups, or maybe the lava pups are taking out the royal champ. No one knows really, but it's all about how he's approaching that town hall. Is the detonator? Is he making sure the warden is getting used at the right time? That's the main question.
He has to wait a little bit here, because whilst the balloons were in range of the town hall, they were slowly taking out the defenses, and he did not want to lose all of the balloons to that Giga Bomb. With the ability, he can also protect towards the Wizard Tower, but he has a haste. Itsu, I don't think there's anything that could go wrong at this point, unless there's 10 red air bombs here, and then I will apologize to Vale for jinxing his attack. But there we go. There's one, there's two, the tornado. What's happened? Anyways, it is going to be the 3-star with balloons everywhere. Minions, lava pups, Vale finishing off in style for his team. 14 stars for alternate attacks, and that will be the victory, moving them in. I know for a fact that that is what they will be doing. So it's Rigatores, team captain, with the Zap Lalo in itself, Itsu.
Yeah, but this time, no log launcher. That's... I'm missing something. No, I'm just kidding. So we have six lightnings overall. Let's see where exactly he's going to place those. Making sure that right in the beginning, he's going to use the king to get funneled into the town compartment. Guess the wall break. Yes, the wall break is going to happen. Beautiful. Just to make sure the king is taking that out. And then from this point on, he's going to take down the enemy queen with his own queen. And the multi-inferno tower, which is really close to this left side as well, taking that out next. Oh, the queen ability. That was last second, I would say. And the queen is going down to the splash of the wizard tower. Oh, no.
The enemy archer queen survives with a tiny little bit of health. And really, he will be counting on a minion or a lava pup locking on to take her down. But is that going to be a balloon or two missed? Let's find out as he draws the troops well into that poison spell with the archer and condensing them so that the baby dragon can do damage. Nicely done there by Rigatores, and just waiting patiently at this point for the super minions to go down. We know that earlier on in the stream, we've seen the super minions doing damage to a lava loon attack. He's obviously very concerned about that, and now we have the Ice Hound moving in from the top of the base. I love the fact that he's brought a Ice Hound here because he can freeze the multi and the Eagle Artillery, but is he planning on even freezing the back end multi with that Ice Hound? Let's see where it pops.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that he's brought so many hounds, because take a look at them. Not a single hound just yet exploded. So that is a lot of tanking power. And remember, every single hound is 6 loons overall. And now we have the loons slowly making it into the core. He's using the death damage of that blimp to take down the enemy queen. So really nicely done. And now it's all about the backhand. The enemy, the Tesla farmers on the right side, predicting the Warden walk right there. And I can tell you, this wouldn't be any fun to get your Warden into all of those Tesla. And now it's all about the Inferno Tower needs to go down. The Inferno Tower is the biggest threat right now, and he's taking that out nicely. And now this is only about time. Can he take every single storage out on the left side? There are 2 elixir storages. That's a lot of HP to go through.
I don't think time is going to be on the side of Rigatores here, trying to help the balloons through with that invisibility spell, but facing a Tesla farm at the very end, just too much for his balloons. Didn't quite get the damage he needed with that hero dive and had to adapt the Lalo just a little bit. Still a great attack. It will mean that Alternate win this with 2 stars spare, so they will move into the grand final with a lot of confidence, and Tompinai will have to pick things up moving into their 3rd place matchup. But your winners of the first war here are ATN.aTTaX and Itsu. What an amazing performance we just seen.